Turn on some lovely TT. Of course, audio level gotta go to. Yep, it's working now.
Get ready. Y'all get ready.
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovely Tea TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovely Tea TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Hey tea sippers, happy new month. We are officially in the month of November. I hope everybody's doing good this morning. So I wanted to come on here and talk about the whole Keith Lee situation. My phone has been blowing up about this, especially being that I just got back from Atlanta. Keith Lee was down there for one music fest. I too was down there. And I know a lot about the ATL restaurant experience. So I want to go ahead and kind of break down what went on with Keith Lee and why this is such a hot button topic right now all over social media. Okay, so for y'all who don't know, Keith Lee is a former, or maybe he still fights, I'm not sure, but he was an MMA fighter. And he decided to, go from MMA to doing food reviews on TikTok. And he has built up a following of 14.5 million faithful followers, including my youngest son. My youngest son is a big fan of Keith Lee. Anytime I brought him down to Atlanta, he's like, let's go eat here because Keith Lee said it was, popping, okay? And I know a lot about the ATL restaurant experience. So I want to go ahead and kind of break down what went on with Keith Lee and why this is such a hot button topic right now all over social media. Okay, so for y'all who don't know, Keith Lee is a former, or maybe he still fights, I'm not sure, but he was an MMA fighter. And he decided to, go from MMA to doing food reviews on TikTok. And he has built up a following of 14.5 million faithful followers, including my youngest son. My youngest son is a big fan of Keith Lee. Anytime I brought him down to Atlanta, he's like, let's go eat here because Keith Lee said it was, popping, okay? So Keith Lee's influence is definitely massive, and people take his critique, good or bad, to heart, okay? So what went down is that he was down in Atlanta, and he was doing his food tour. Now, he's been doing a food tour in different cities for like the past few months. He went to Detroit, he was in Chicago, and now he decided to come to Atlanta. Now, one thing about Keith Lee is that he sees himself as a regular human being, which he is, we all are. So he does not want preferential treatment. So a lot of times he sends in, his family members or friends, people who are not on camera, people who are not recognizable. He sends them into the establishments to see, how they're being treated, the customer service, wait times, things like that. And he noticed there was a long list of issues in Atlanta. And he was not lying. Like, he was literally pulling back the curtains on all the nonsense that goes down in the Atlanta restaurant scene that I myself have seen as well. So the drama first began when Keith Lee decided to go to the Atlanta Breakfast Club.
Which is crazy.
There was no space to wait while being seated. They were charged extra, like $1 for butter. There were just like a whole list of rules, rules and regulations to simply eat. And so he really wasn't feeling that. I mean, he gave them a fair review, but you could just tell, like, they wanted a whole lot, and the food was basically mid. The food was nothing to write home about for all of these rules and regulations that the Atlanta Breakfast Club had. So I want you guys to go ahead and watch this review really quick here.
First off the plane, ATL, the first place we went to is Atlanta Breakfast Club. I got it, let's try it, and rate it 1 through 10. We spent $144.60. But granted, we got food for 5 adults and 2 kids. The customer service was interesting. While the people were nice, the rules they had set were very unique to me. We initially tried to do takeout, but when we came in, they said we couldn't sit down, and there was no space at the bar for us to stand. So we had to stand outside and order our food. And then we decided we just gonna dine in. But 2 people in our party stepped out for a second, because again, we fresh off the plane, so everybody was trying to get situated. The waitress, again, she was nice, but she told us she couldn't take any orders, or she couldn't do anything until everybody sat down. No water, no coffee, no drink orders, no nothing. She also said they can only do 1 order, and there's no add-ons. Like, if you want to add on afterwards, it's a wrap. 1 order for the whole table. She wouldn't even explain the menu to us. But again, she was very nice. I just understand that those are their rules. Unique to me, but it is what it is. I'm gonna show you everything I got, and we're gonna try it and rate it 1 to 10. Peach cobbler French toast, a breakfast bowl, which is eggs, bacon, cheese, and a biscuit. Last but not least, salmon croquettes. Peach cobbler French toast is separated, which I appreciate. Pour it right on top. Said it came with a shortcake topping. I think this is it. It's just 1 block. Am I supposed to break it up myself? No, they don't break up. Oh, wait. Oh, there you go. This is like wheat bread or whole grain toast. It's not my favorite thing, but it's also not my least favorite thing. It's all right. You can see where the French toast dipping absorbed into the bread. I would say like 10% of the bread is coated in that French toast. The rest of it is just bread. And the peaches are the only thing that's hot in this. 6 out of 10. This is the breakfast bowl. It's just eggs, bacon, and potatoes. Everything is seasoned well. I'm not mad at that at all. Especially with some hot sauce. This would be real good. It's a very basic breakfast, but with basic, it's kind of easy to mess up. And I don't think that messes up. 7.5 out of 10. Let's see what this biscuit talking about. You mean no jelly? No jelly? Some syrup on a biscuit? Yeah. That's crazy work.
The butter is $1.
The butter $1?
Yeah, that's right. Swear to God.
The butter $1? At a breakfast place?
Swear to God. That was like...
And that's the little cup. What name of the cup?
That little cup. Yes. He say...
It needs jelly for sure. It's buttery, it's salty, it's a good biscuit. I just can't swallow it. It's dry. That's like any biscuit. So I'm not faulting this biscuit specifically, but I am faulting. See, you hear how my words coming out, but I am faulting the fact that it don't come with jelly. And butter is $1. That's crazy. Last but not least, the salmon croquette.
It's good.
Is it? It's good. Let's see. I need some sauce. It comes with this little remoulade sauce. I just didn't put it on at first. That's much better. Let me see these grits. Them some seasoned grits. The salmon croquette itself isn't that seasoned, but with the remoulade sauce, these grits is buttery and salty and thick. 7.8 out of 10. This is my favorite thing. For the first stop in Atlanta, I'm very interested to see what the rest of this trip holds. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe.
All right, so you guys just saw Keith Lee's review, and you could tell, like, you know, he was trying to be positive, and for the most part, you know, some of the food was good, but to charge $1 for butter is insane, okay? Now, the second place that Keith Lee and his family visited was called The Real Milk and Honey. Now, at this restaurant, they were unable to call in an order, and that's one thing I've noticed in Atlanta. You cannot call in orders. Like here in Minnesota, if I know I'm not gonna dine in, I can call and be like, hey, I'm placing this order. I'll be there to pick it up, you know, in 30 minutes. Or even some restaurants here in Minnesota, they will bring it to you. And like you'll have these restaurants listed on DoorDash, and then you go to place your order, you go to submit it, and it's, oh, we don't take DoorDash. Well, if you don't take DoorDash, why are you on DoorDash? So that is a very frustrating part in Atlanta, that you cannot call ahead. You know, a lot of times DoorDash doesn't work. So I can understand his frustration with that, because I've had to literally settle for like fast food just because the restaurant that I want to eat at did not do DoorDash, and I didn't have a way there at that particular time. So anyhow, when him and his family showed up, the restaurant claimed that they were closed. They were saying that, you know, they were in the middle of doing a deep clean, but yet and still the restaurant doors were wide open. It was normal business hours. It wasn't like it was 12 o'clock, you know, a.m. And so they basically told the family to go. In so many words, like, we're busy cleaning, you know, y'all gotta go. But then all of a sudden, when Keith Lee, you know, the famous man with 14.5 million followers on TikTok, when he walked up to the restaurant, they recognized him. They immediately opened their doors. All of a sudden, oh, the doors opened up like the pearly gates of heaven, okay? And they were ready to welcome him in with open arms. And Keith Lee was not feeling that. You know, he's like, wait, my family got turned around, but now all of a sudden when I come up there, y'all want to let me in. So check out what Keith Lee had to say about the situation right here.
Me and my family are in Atlanta, and currently we are at the Real Milk and Honey. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10. As you can see, I don't have any bags in my hands. We are at the Real Milk and Honey on Main Street in College Park. Before we came, we attempted to call our order in. We were greeted with an automatic message that said they do not take call-in orders. The automatic message said the only way you can do pickup is through DoorDash. We went through DoorDash, they was closed. But online, it said they closed at 5 o'clock. We went on DoorDash at 4 o'clock, but we were already here, so we just went inside. I stayed in the car and my family went in, and they told them they were closed early for deep cleaning. Yet the door's wide open and it's people still going in and grabbing their orders. Now we have no idea if those people ordered beforehand or what the case is. Also, the